Your person cried to a friend about your age. What they said will surprise you. My beloved soul, come closer and listen slowly, because this message is gentle, deep, and meant only for you. Do not rush these words or skip ahead, for every sentence carries a specific meaning intended to reach your heart at exactly the right moment. Last night, while the world was wrapped in silence and most people were lost in sleep, your person was wide awake. Their heart was heavy with a weight they could no longer carry alone, and their thoughts would not let them find rest. In a moment of raw vulnerability, they spoke to a trusted friend, their voice cracking and their eyes filling with tears as they finally let the truth spill out. What they cried about was not distance, not money, and not a fear of commitment. It was your age. Please hear this clearly, beloved soul. Your age is not a problem, and it never was. The pain they expressed did not come from a place of doubting your worth or loving you any less. Instead, it came from how deeply they love you and how terrified they are of their own lack of courage. They are fighting a battle within themselves, questioning if they are strong enough to hold on to something so precious. Stay with me and do not skip, because this realization is the key to everything you have been feeling. Your person confessed to their friend that they don't understand why the world cares so much about numbers. They admitted that when they are with you, they forget time. They forget the years and the labels that society tries to pin on people. In your presence, they simply feel peace. They described a connection that feels natural and effortless, a love that feels like it has existed forever. Yet, after a long and heavy pause, they admitted the truth they have been hiding even from themselves. They are scared of what others will think. They are frightened by the judgment of others and the loud opinions of a society that doesn't understand your bond. This struggle has nothing to do with immaturity or a mistake. It is a collision between a real soul-level love and old rigid conditioning. That collision creates a pain that is hard to describe, as they feel torn between what their soul knows is right and what they were taught to fear. Audience, if you are reading these words right now, do not scroll away. Stay present, because these words are reaching you for a very specific reason. Your person looked at their friend and said, "When I look at them, I don't see age. I see safety. I see home. I see someone who understands me in ways no one else ever has." Their friend could only listen in silence as your person released everything they had been holding inside. The tears that fell were tears of confusion, longing, and deep, unshakable love. They aren't ashamed of you, beloved soul. They are ashamed of their own fear. They worry about labels and timing, but never once did they say they wanted to walk away from you. They admitted to trying to talk themselves out of these feelings. They tried to be logical and follow the rules of the world, but every time they imagine their future, you are the one standing there. Stay until the end, because this message unfolds layer by layer. Your person is in the middle of a massive internal war. On one side is a love that feels like breathing, and on the other is a fear that was planted in them long before they ever met you. This fear was passed down through opinions and social rules that were never meant for a connection as true as yours. They feel a deep sense of guilt for even questioning a bond that feels so pure. Your energy has already changed them in ways they are still trying to understand. Your presence has softened parts of their heart that they thought were permanent, cold walls. This is why they feel so overwhelmed. They asked their friend why love has to be so complicated when it feels so incredibly right. There was no simple answer, because the heart often awakens long before the mind is ready to catch up. If this resonates with you, please stay with me. Your person's tears were not about losing interest. They were about the fear of losing something precious because of outside voices. They are afraid that if they move forward boldly, they might disappoint people who matter to them, but the truth they are slowly accepting is that they are even more afraid of a life without you. They are in a phase of realization, not rejection. Growth almost always begins with this kind of deep discomfort. They told their friend, "I've never felt seen like this before. They don't judge me. They understand my silence." When they said those words, their voice broke completely. Hear this clearly. When someone cries over a connection like this, it means the bond is incredibly deep. Surface-level attractions do not cause this kind of emotional struggle. Your person is realizing that love isn't about fitting into a perfect social picture. It's about choosing truth over fear. Making that choice takes time, and they aren't quite there yet, but they are closer than you think. You don't need to convince them or prove your worth. Your very existence already speaks louder than any argument ever could. They are standing at the edge of a new version of themselves, and stepping into that version means letting go of everything they used to believe. Stay here, as this story is still unfolding. Your person ended their conversation with a plea, "I just hope they never think they are the problem." Their friend reassured them, telling them not to make you feel that way. Those words are now echoing in your person's mind. Awareness always comes before action, and your person is becoming very aware. Trust that what you share is real. Trust that a love that brings tears is an honest, powerful love. Do not shrink yourself or doubt your value. Some connections exist specifically to challenge old systems so that the truth can finally breathe. You are exactly where you are meant to be, and your person is learning how to be brave enough to meet you there. If this message touched your heart, please comment below to let me know you are receiving this energy, and subscribe so you don't miss the next part of this journey. There is so much more to reveal about what happened after that conversation ended. My beloved soul, please stay with me and listen slowly to these words. Do not rush through this moment or scroll away, for your presence here is vital to the unfolding of this truth. This part of the journey goes much deeper into what your person is feeling right now, in the quiet spaces where no one else can see. After that heavy conversation with their friend ended, your person did not find the peaceful sleep they so desperately craved. Instead, they lay awake for hours, staring into the thick darkness of their room and replaying every single word they had spoken out loud. Their chest felt incredibly heavy, not because they regretted loving you, but because they finally realized how deeply you have entered their heart and taken root there. They lay there thinking about your smile, the specific way you listen to them, and the profound sense of calm they feel whenever they are near you. In that stillness, a new and sharp fear began to surface, a fear they had never admitted to anyone before. They began to whisper to the shadows, "What if I hurt them? What if my own confusion and hesitation make them feel unwanted or like they are a problem?" Beloved soul, please understand that this fear is actually a beautiful sign. It shows that they care for you far more than they have ever let on. Do not skip these words, because they are reaching you for a very specific reason tonight. Your person has begun to question themselves deeply, not you. They are wondering why something as simple as a number or an age has been given so much power by the rest of society. They remembered specific moments with you that felt completely timeless, moments where the concept of age ceased to exist and only your pure connection mattered. They whispered a question to themselves that kept echoing in the silence. Why does it feel so right when the world says it is supposed to be wrong? This question haunted them, as they thought about the first time they truly laughed with you and the very first deep conversation that tied your souls together. They realized that no one cries over something meaningless, and no one loses sleep over a connection that is merely casual. Their tears were a profound sign of a deep, soul-level attachment, not a sign of doubt. If you feel emotional while hearing this, please remain present with me. Your person is starting to notice how drastically different this connection feels compared to any past relationship they have ever had. In the past, decisions were easy, but often felt empty and hollow. With you, every decision feels heavy and significant because the emotions behind them are real and raw. They told themselves quite clearly, if this was just a physical attraction, I could walk away easily. But this feels like something much deeper. That truth is what scares them the most. They even tried to imagine a future where they allowed their fear to win, a future entirely without you in it. That image hurt them more than any judgment or social pressure ever could. You must understand that they are currently standing on a bridge between comfort and courage. Comfort is choosing what society expects and following the easy path. But courage is choosing what their heart truly wants. Right now, in this very moment, they are learning how to finally listen to their heart. Your person has also been wondering if you are aware of the intense struggle they are going through. They worry constantly that you might misinterpret their recent silence or think they are pulling away because of something you did. But the absolute truth is that they are pulling inward only to understand themselves better. They are asking their heart, am I strong enough to choose love over fear? While that question is still being answered, the fact that they are asking it means their growth has already begun. Beloved soul, you did not come into their life to be questioned or doubted. You came into their life to awaken them to a higher truth. Awakening often feels uncomfortable and heavy before it finally feels peaceful. They kept remembering what their friend told them. If it feels real, don't let others decide for you. Those words are replaying in their mind like a melody they cannot forget. The outside voices are slowly but surely losing their power over your person. They are beginning to see that age is just a number that other people talk about. But connection is something the soul recognizes instantly. They admitted to themselves that they have never felt this level of understanding with anyone else. They whispered, I feel safe with them. And that admission changed something fundamental inside of them. Safety is not easily found in this world, and when someone finally finds it, they will eventually move to protect it. They spent their night thinking about the small moments, the shared silences, the gentle laughter, and the honest conversations that have defined your time together. These memories bring them both comfort and a strange kind of pain. They feel comfort because these moments exist, but they feel pain because they know they might risk losing them if they let their fear win. Please stay present as this message is unfolding layer by layer. Your person is not planning to walk away from you. They are currently planning how to stand firm. However, courage does not usually arrive in an instant. It arrives slowly through deep reflection and emotional honesty. They are beginning to understand that love does not always arrive when conditions are perfect or when the world approves. Sometimes love arrives specifically to teach us how to be brave. Beloved soul, your age did not make them cry, their overwhelming love for you did. They cried because they realized just how much you truly matter to them. They cried because the thought of ever hurting you feels completely unbearable to them. They cried because they don't want to live the rest of their life wondering what if. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit tonight. Your person made a quiet promise to themselves during that long night. They said, I will not let my fear turn into regret. This promise is small, but it is incredibly powerful. They are watching you closely now, not to judge you, but to learn how to protect the bond you share. Please continue being exactly who you are. Continue being gentle, being real, and being yourself, because you do not need to change a single thing. The right connections grow through honesty and patience, not through pressure. If you are still listening to my voice, please hold space for patience. This story is far from finished. It is simply moving into a much deeper chapter. You were meant to hear this truth at exactly the right time. Stay open and stay grounded, for more clarity will come when the next part of this message arrives. If you want to support this journey and help this message reach more souls who need it, please comment, "I am ready" below and subscribe to stay connected to this unfolding story. My beloved soul, please remain here with me and keep listening. Do not drift away, for this moment is dedicated to the quiet shifts occurring within the heart of your person. This part of their story speaks of the time when feelings stop being a source of confusion and begin to transform into a clear, steady truth, even if they have not found the courage to speak it out loud to you just yet. Something fundamental changed inside your person recently. It wasn't a loud or dramatic decision, but rather a quiet, undeniable understanding that they can no longer pretend this connection is small or insignificant. Please stay here and do not skip this, because it is so important for you to hear. They have begun to notice how differently they treat you compared to everyone else in their life. They see how carefully they choose their words when they are with you, how deeply they listen to your every thought, and how much your emotions truly matter to them in a way they never planned for. This realization has hit them with full force. This is not something casual. They have stopped asking themselves if they should feel this way and have instead started asking, "What do I do with a love this real?" This shift in their internal questioning marks the true beginning of their acceptance. They have noticed that whenever they even imagine you feeling hurt or rejected, their chest tightens with a physical pain. The very idea of being careless with your precious heart feels profoundly wrong to them now, and this protective awareness has stayed with them throughout every hour of their day. I want you to listen carefully, beloved soul. They are no longer confused about whether or not they care for you. They are now entirely clear on that fact. What they are learning now is the heavy responsibility of how to honor that care in the right way. They have started to view the age gap not as an immovable wall, but as mere noise created by the opinions of others, noise that begins to fade into nothingness the moment they focus on how you actually make them feel. They find themselves thinking that when they are with you, they finally feel steady, and they cannot understand why something that brings such peace and stability could ever be considered wrong. Steadiness is a rare gift in this world, and they are fully aware of its value. They have also noticed that they miss you deeply even when nothing is wrong, even in their busiest or quietest moments. This longing is gentle and constant rather than desperate, and that gentle reality scares them slightly because it feels so undeniably real. They are beginning to accept that love does not always arrive in a form that is easy to explain to the rest of the world. Sometimes love arrives specifically to test our honesty. Your person thinks often about how incredibly brave you are for simply being yourself without hiding or pretending. The way you show up exactly as you are has inspired them more than they are willing to admit. Your authenticity is teaching them the very courage they need to move forward. They have begun to ask themselves a difficult but necessary question. If I expect honesty from them, am I truly willing to give the same in return? This question sits heavy on their heart, but they realize that avoiding the truth will eventually cause you more pain than simply facing the discomfort of their own fear. Please hear this clearly. They are preparing themselves emotionally, not to leave you, but to speak with total honesty when the time is right. This preparation is slow because they want to handle your heart with the utmost care. They have noticed that their fear feels smaller now. It hasn't disappeared completely, but it no longer controls every thought or dictates every action. Love is slowly becoming the loudest voice in their mind. Fear always shrinks when the truth is allowed to grow. When they reflect on what really matters to them, peace, trust, understanding, and emotional safety, they immediately think of you. They are also becoming deeply aware of your incredible patience. They see how you have not demanded answers and how you give them the space they need without disappearing from their life. This balance means more to them than they can ever express in words. They have realized they do not want to lose what you share by staying silent forever. They know that their silence has an expiration date. They have begun to imagine a future where they speak openly and sincerely with you, and that image brings them a sense of profound relief. Conversely, when they imagine a future where they say nothing and let fear make the decisions, they feel only a heavy emptiness. Your person is learning that choosing love doesn't mean you have to ignore reality. It means you have the power to create your own truth instead of borrowing fear from others. They are starting to trust that a real connection is not measured by numbers or age, but by how two souls grow together. Growth is happening quietly within them right now. They are watching you with new eyes, not as a puzzle to solve, but as a person to respect and treasure. They're becoming more intentional and more emotionally present with every passing day. While they may not have spoken every word yet, their actions will slowly begin to reflect this internal shift. You will notice more care, more consistency, and a greater presence from them. This is not an accident. You are not waiting in a state of uncertainty. You are standing at the very edge of honesty. They have promised themselves one vital thing. They will not let fear make a decision that their heart will regret for a lifetime. Please trust the timing of this journey. Some connections unfold slowly because they are built to last forever. Your person is moving forward carefully and honestly, and even in their silence, their heart is choosing you more than you could possibly know. Stay grounded and stay open, because the truth is getting closer with every single step. If this message is speaking to your soul, please comment, "I trust the process." My beloved soul, remain here with me and keep your heart open as we reach the final, most profound layer of this truth. Do not drift away or let your mind wander, for this moment marks the sacred transition from shadow into light. A quiet shift has already begun deep within the heart of your person, growing gently and inevitably like a slow sunrise that cannot be stopped. They have started to notice how often your name appears in their thoughts, no longer as a difficult question or a source of stress, but as a source of profound, steady comfort. In their deepest moments of reflection, they have realized that your energy surfaces whenever they think about what a true, meaningful connection looks like. You are no longer just a temporary thought or a passing feeling in their life. You have become an essential part of their emotional landscape. In a rare and beautiful moment of stillness recently, they simply stopped fighting their feelings for you, and in that pause, they felt an unexpected, deep sense of peace. This surprised them, leading them to ask their own soul why acceptance feels so much lighter and more natural than resistance. They now understand with absolute clarity that their tears were never a signal to walk away or a sign of weakness. Instead, those tears were a sign that they were being called to grow beyond their old self and their old way of thinking. They are learning that love does not always come wrapped in convenience or easy explanations. Sometimes it comes wrapped in the very lessons and challenges we need most to become whole. They remember the moments where you showed incredible patience without asking for a single explanation, and how you offered understanding instead of pressure. These memories have touched them deeply, and your kindness has not gone unnoticed. They see clearly now that fear comes from the outside world and the expectations of others, but peace comes from within. Your person has begun to ask themselves a life-changing question. Whose life are they truly living? Their own, or a version shaped by the fear and rules of others? They are wondering if they are truly willing to lose something this real and this rare just to feel accepted by people who do not feel the depth of what they feel. This uncomfortable questioning is the true birth of their courage. They are currently setting quiet, firm boundaries inside their own mind to protect what is sacred between you. Their inner emotional compass keeps pointing directly toward you, because that is where they find their truth. They have noticed how their very body reacts when they think of you. Their nervous energy softens, their heart finds a rhythm, and their breathing slows down into a state of grace. Their body recognizes the truth of you before their mind can even find the right words to say. They no longer see age as a barrier or a wall. They see it as a test of their own authenticity and their readiness to live a life that is truly theirs. Beloved soul, your person feels a sudden and powerful urge to protect your heart. They are becoming increasingly mindful of their words and actions because they realize that silence can cause pain when it is not explained. They are imagining a day very soon when they can tell you the whole truth, not as a confession filled with fear, but as a deep conversation grounded in respect and honesty. The truth is becoming less frightening to them every day, as they realize that love is a responsibility to be kind and present. They have realized they can no longer pretend this connection is small. They see how carefully they choose their words with you and how your emotions matter to them in a way they never planned for. They are no longer asking if they should care. They are clear on that now. Now, they are learning how to honor that care responsibly. They realize that when they are with you, they feel steady, and they are starting to trust that connection is not measured by numbers, but by how two souls grow together. When they imagine a future where they let fear decide, the image feels heavy and empty. But when they imagine a future of total honesty with you, everything feels right. They are becoming more intentional, more aware, and more emotionally present with every passing hour. You are standing at the very edge of their honesty, and they are moving toward you. They have promised themselves one vital thing: to never let fear make a decision that their heart will regret for the rest of their life. Trust the timing of this beautiful unfolding. Some connections move slowly because they are meant to last for an eternity. Your person is moving forward carefully, thoughtfully, and honestly, and even in the quietest silence, their heart is choosing you more than you know. The truth is getting closer with every single step. If this message has spoken to your heart today, please comment "I am ready for this love" below and subscribe to stay connected to this journey of light and truth.